Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Salatu salamu alayka ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Hi all, this last recording just got cut because the internet connection got a bit cut. So basically a video was published by Tanushree Pandey, that's a journalist from the New Delhi something NDTV. So the video is that aid has not reached the border province, the Syria. So let's debunk that and let's tell the whole reality. Let's go and Bismillah Rahman Rahim again. We are right now at Turkey and Syrian border, Kilis, and the earthquake which struck Turkey on Monday early hours. The southeastern part of Turkey near the Syrian border has also left millions of people homeless in Syria as well. But there is a situation, there is a difference between the situation in both the countries. There are many sanctions which have been put on Syria by the United Nations and US as well. US, I'll quickly give you a backdrop. This is a very misinformed fact because if you look at the thing is that Faisal al-Nahda, the foreign minister of the so-called Syrian Arab Republic, itself admitted on Mayadeen, that is the pro-Syrian government TV channel based in Lebanon, that these sanctions do not target the entrance of aid, as this ma'am should have also known because she is a journalist, that is India, Pakistan, Armenia, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Oman sent aid to the Syrian government along with Iran. The whole issue is not about the sanctions because the sanctions do not target any humanitarian missions. The new narrative why this is being sprung is a little context we have to go why this occurs. So basically, India is a long-term ally of the Syrian government. That is, India had made a lot of visits during the Hafiz al-Assad years and the Bashar al-Assad years when Bashar al-Assad took over power back in 2000, that is 14 June, not 14 June, or similar in the 2000s era, and they were like this Nehruvian school of politics, that everyone has to maintain a good relationship against the quote unquote demonic West. So that's the whole foreign policy of India. And one thing this madam also misses is out is that the Syrian government is not a very innocent government. It has tortured a lot of Syrian civilians. Many civilians their fate is unknown. They have been executed, tortured, raped, barrel bombed, gassed. You should have known all this. And when the Syrian civil defense was conducting a rescue operation in the areas around rural Aleppo and Idlib, the Syrian government struck hard with air raids and attacks. That is was not sanctioned by the international community. So that is why the sanctions are extremely necessary to keep a check on the Syrian government. Although the mechanism of the sanctions needs to change and the people living in the free areas should not be targeted in that. Apart from that, I will post up a link to a Syrian guy's article that is Weil who is a Syrian American, that he had written a very good article on why the sanctions should not be lifted. It's a very controversial topic, but I will still continue to say it because what happens is the Syrian government, along with the many regional allies, want to mix with President Assad in order to whitewash and obfuscate his crimes. Just today, that is by Sam Dagher and Rim Turkmani, that is those both are Syrians. They said that United Nations is not even allowing aid to reach the opposition held areas, that is Idlib is under the control of the opposition. So aid is not going there and things like that. But they were also contradicting reports that Saudi Arabia reached Idlib and the medical team reached there. That is the rescue efforts. But many Syrians, what I have been seeing from reports, that is where journalists and things like that, it is Muhammad al Daghar's report that many Syrians have been displaced and they have no other option. So as you know that the floods already complicated the situation because a dam has broken both in Afrin and in Idlib, and many journalists are raising an alarm over it. But White Helmets is trying to rectify it, but it's not occurring because they do not have the required resources and the required equipment to handle with such a situation. That's the point. And apart from that, this is what I want to say. And let's continue with what she has to say. It's very short, so I'll continue like that.
As to why it is so difficult for countries to send in aid and help to Syria. मैं आपको क्विकली बता दूंगी कि मुश्किल क्यों है कि सीरिया में अभी तक कोई मदद नहीं पहुंच पाई है क्योंकि बहुत से सैंक्शंस है. Like in 1979, the US said that Syria is one of those countries which promotes terrorism, it supports terrorism, it in fact finances them as well. And that's why they put sanctions on Syria. In fact, the UN, United Nations, have also put sanctions on Syria.
No, it is not very true. The United Nations has not put any sanctions on the Syrian government. Yes, the point of the United States of America is extremely valid because if you go back to the occupational years of the United States in Iraq, it was the secular Syrian government which trained Al Qaeda, which trained Tanzim Al Qaeda, which then became Hayat Tahrir al-Sham and things like that, in order to carry out terrorist attacks in Iraq and to divert the occupation. So United States has not raised the sanctions since 1978. That is a wrong cutoff point actually. The sanctions were started around when the revolution began, and many government ministers were targeted, rightfully so, because they have been involved in a plethora of war crimes and things like that, and you have no moral ground to defend a brutal dictatorship which has killed 1 million people, and 1 million people are just statistics because as you know, whoever said this, whether it is Stalin or things, the death of a single is a tragedy, but the deaths of millions is a statistics. So Tanushree has to do a lot of homework when it comes to the Syrian conflict. It's not yada yada. It's not the way how you want to narrate the story. The narrative should be what the Syrian people want and not what Delhi or Parliament wants. That's a very shameless narrative. It's no less different from the Godi media of Amish or Sudhir Chaudhary. We can understand them, but this is the whole narrative of the Indians, whether you're on the left side, quote unquote, or on the right hand side of the spectrum. When it comes to the point of Syria, all our people are united against the Syrian people in order to support the criminal, brutal dictatorship of President Assad. So I will upload this video. Hope I think that you will take it down immediately, and I will write a comment under her channel. So I request Hain and all the other Syrians to just take this matter very seriously, because the narrative what is being sent by India is completely bullshit and bullcrap, and it's been said since the uprising began. Like we'll defend Bashar and things like that, but that should not be the time. Let's change the narrative bit by bit, and let's make the journalists understand that our power is more important than what they want to portray to Syria and things like that. And Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I actually made the first video I was making. Suddenly my mom came and the connection got cut. I got a bit angry about, because when I say something, it like I have a thought process and I want to what do you say, want to channelize in the right way. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and this is what I want to say, and I will upload this video soon. Allah Hafiz.